Hello. Hello, how are you? Hi, Chloe. Hola from Ibiza. Buenos dias. I'll just give it a couple of minutes in case we have some other people joining. I don't have that many followers on my APL, so the whole idea is to try and build this. Put my phone on silent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about cannabinoids today, the ECS, CBD, what it does, what it's for, what happens when it breaks down, and everything in between. Look how blue it is. I'm going to give it like a minute and then I'm just going to go because I'm going to put this video up later anyway, so everybody can watch it back. And I'm a wee bit nervous as well because I've never done live videos, so might be just me and you, Chloe. I'm just going to get started because I don't know how many people are going to come on. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to tell everybody what the ECS is. So that's your endocannabinoid system. And I'm also going to tell everybody what it does, what happens when it breaks down, what cannabinoids can help, and what the difference is between like CBD, full spectrum, isolate, broad spectrum. And if anybody wants to ask me any questions, they can. So basically what the ECS is the endocannabinoid system. It was found inside the human body around like in the 19th century. I'm going to add a picture in here so you can see what it is. This is it. So I'm going to swap that round. So basically you can see here like the ECS is in control of all the other body systems. So that's like your muscular system, your neurological, your immune system, your digestive system, literally every system that there is in your body. There's 12 of them, and the ECS controls all of that. So that's all to do with like your mood, your appetite, stress, like your regulation of your immune system, loads of different things. And basically the reason why I'm coming on to talk about this today is because the skin's the biggest organ in your body, and the ECS plays a vital role in keeping that intact. The job of the ECS is to keep your body in what's called a homeostasis state. So that's to keep everything with like a equilibrium balance. And when that starts breaking down, what happens is that the rest of your systems start breaking down. So for example, when you start suffering from skin problems, eczema, other problems like depression, anxiety, muscular problems, anything like that, basically that's because your ECS is broken down. And then what happens is when that breaks down, we start to get I've lost my words. You start to see patterns in your skin and things like that, breakouts, like everything breaking down basically. So it's so warm. What happens is when we go to the doctors, because for years nobody has really known about this ECS, we go to the doctors and they give us things like steroid creams, opioids, and all these different big pharmaceutical drugs that they have created. And what that's actually doing essentially is breaking down your immune system and your ECS. A lot of us, most humans, have like a depleted ECS because of over the years they have made cannabis and hemp and sativa seeds, all these things illegal and taken it out of our consumption. Like cannabis used to be, hemp seed as well used to be one of the biggest and was the oldest material for trade, and whether it was made for food, for clothes, and anything like that. So since it's been taken out of our lifestyle, out of our life, out of our diet and everything else, a lot of people don't have it. Obviously, if you are a cannabis smoker like myself, which I'm not saying it's the best thing for anybody to do. I'm not recommending for anybody to go and smoke a joint to fix all their problems. That will not help. It might relax you for 5-10 minutes, but it's definitely not going to fix them. So what we need to do is figure out how to get cannabinoids back into the body. There's 3 types of cannabinoids. Well, you have endocannabinoids that are found, you've got the endocannabinoid system, then you have the cannabinoids that are found inside the human body. We also then have CB1 and CB2 receptors, and then we have what's called enzymes as well. So I'm going to change the picture and show you what I'm talking about. So here you can see like the body, I'll turn it around so it's smaller, and these different cannabinoids that help with inside the body. The best way for me to describe everything, I feel like I've said this a million times anyway, because I'm helping quite a lot of people with skin problems at the minute, and it's not just with skin problems, but obviously me with having the skincare business. This is why I'm coming on and speaking about it. However, your endocannabinoid system is responsible for so much more. Neurologically, your digestive system, muscular system, everything. Like that last slide that I just showed, you need to look at that. Everybody needs to look at that. Because what people don't understand is that if everything else breaks down, if your endocannabinoid system breaks down, everything else breaks down, and that's just going to lead to more and more problems. So what do? You need to think of your body like an empty wardrobe, okay? So basically what has happened is over the years, people get problems, let's say skin problems, because that's why I'm on here today. So people will suffer from skin problems, and they'll go to the doctors, and the doctors will give them like a steroid cream or something like that, and then they'll put the they'll put the steroid cream on, and the problem will go away to begin with, and then they'll stop, and then the problem will come back, and it'll come back 10 times worse. And I'm actually working with a lady at the moment who has been battling with this for like all her life, and she has been on steroid cream since she was a child. She has obviously realised over the recent years, I think they've been like about 5 years now, this was the cause to the problem. So she has started to come off the steroid cream and try to basically reset her body, reset her ECS. Obviously, the longer you're using something like a steroid cream, the longer it's going to take for these problems to resolve themselves or like bring your body back into a balance. So basically what happens is the opioids, the steroids, anything like that, you don't have an opioid or an opioid system inside your body. It doesn't exist. So when the doctors give you these things, opioids and steroids and things like that, you just build an immune system to them. So essentially what happens is you're going to need more of them further down the line. It's only going to really mask the problem. It's not really going to fix it and lead you, more than likely, I'm not saying for every case, but you know, generally what will happen is you'll need more, and your immune system will get more tolerance to it, and then you'll need more and it won't fix it, and the problem will just get bigger. So the best way to keep your body in a homeostasis state and look after all these different bodily functions is to keep your ECS regulated. What you need to do, sorry, I just got a message from someone who I thought was on the live, so I thought maybe there was something wrong. So what we need to do is restore our ECS system. So basically what that's like doing is like restoring an empty wardrobe. So what I tell a lot of my clients, people who work alongside me, is that I will take some information from them first, like what is the problem, how long have they had it, their age, their height, their weight. All these things come into play whenever you are choosing a CBD oil or whatever cannabinoid oil it may be that you're using. These things are very, very, very important, because depending on the strength or the length of the problem, how severe it is, your age, your weight, all these different things will depend on the percentage of the oil. So also you want to be more cost effective with your treatment. So what I would recommend, for example, for someone to do for, so let's say we have a skin problem, and if the skin problem is like psoriasis and it is within like 2 or 3 different levels. Chloe keeps messaging me, I'm not too sure why. Don't know if she's here or not, but I will message you back, Chloe, after this. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to restore our cannabinoid system. So I would take all that information first from the client, and then what I would do is I would start them on the recommended dose. So for example, let's say it's a severe case of psoriasis, and the person is around like maybe say like 9 stone, something like that. I work in Imperial now as well, being in Europe. So normally I'm talking kilos. So I don't know, maybe say like 80 kilos, something like that, 90 kilos. I will give them like a 15 or a 20% oil based on their age as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, you would start off taking the oil in the morning and in the evening. I would recommend people to take normally like 3 or 4 drops. You can take it in the morning. If you don't feel like you need it again in the evening, you don't need to take it. But what I would always recommend people to do is to take it twice daily. Take it twice daily for a month. After the month, we will review your progress and how far you've came. If you feel like you need to continue doing twice daily, then we will do that. If not, what we will do is we will reduce it. And basically the whole idea and the difference between opioids and the difference between cannabinoids is you're going to reduce your cannabinoid intake. You will keep us like a regulated dose to maintain that homatosis state. But unlike the opioids, you're not going to come immune to it because you already have it in your system, so it's part of your body, and you're not going to have any issues like when you stop. So maybe if you do stop taking the cannabinoids, you may see that the problem may arise again. It may be due to your diet or your life choices or something that's going on that you can't really control at that moment in time. So bearing in mind, you know, when you do use cannabinoids and different things, they will help. It's not to say that you can't then face the same problem again or maybe a new one. However, it's definitely going to be more beneficial for you to be using a cannabinoid than it will be an opioid. That's something that the big pharmas are also coming out now and sort of admitting they know. I mean, you just need to really look at how many places have legalized cannabis for medicinal purposes, also for recreational. But the main important thing is that it is for medicinal, because cannabis, CBD, and there's just more than one cannabinoid. Yeah, so the 11 it's 12:11 here, Calvin. I'm an hour ahead, but thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, the thing is, like with the cannabinoids, we have many different ones that are going to help. So today I want to tell you about CBD, which is the main one that everybody knows about because that's the one that they've made legal. But we also have CBG, CBN, and THC, which obviously everybody sort of knows about, and it's the one that everybody freaks out about because it is psychological, psychoactive, sorry. So it has psychological effects, which I totally understand. And get. What I will say to people is, and this is a lot of things that people don't really understand when it comes to CBD, in order for these cannabinoids to work correctly, and how they discovered the ECS was all with THC, the reactive system of the body. So obviously when you smoke it and you get high and you are relaxed and you laugh or whatever, like psychological effects you may get from it, are great for some people, not so great for other people. But the main thing that everybody needs to know and needs to understand is that THC has a detrimental effect on the rest of these cannabinoids working, right? So that's why the legal amount to have in a CBD oil is 0.2%, 0.2, 0.3. I'm pretty sure it's 0.2. It's not going to get you stoned, yeah. It's just going to make the cannabinoids activate and work in the way that they should and attach to the correct receptors, your CB1 and your CB2, which are in different places of the body, and they are connected to different things like your immune system, your nervous system. So it's really, really important that you know the difference in the cannabinoids. You understand that unless you're smoking large volumes of, not large volumes, but if you're smoking a content of THC higher than 5%, maybe, let's say, depending on the person, you're not going to get stoned, okay? What's going to happen is it's going to help. And essentially then that's going to help fix the problem. We then have CBN. CBN is basically THC without the psychoactive effect. Now, the reason I know so much about these things is because for the past, I think since I've been really living here in the winter in Ibiza full time, I have been working in smoking clubs, cannabis clubs. I have been working with laboratories, extractions. I have been making edibles. I have been doing research. I flew to a laboratory in Italy, not last year, the year before, in Molise non existe, if you know, you know. And here I met these guys. They were like super, super intelligent guys. They were German, Italian actually, and they were like political scientists, and they'd actually come back from Bavaria to open up their laboratory in Italy. And the reason that they did this is because they seen the effect that the cannabinoids can have on the human body. And even working in the political movement that they did, they decided to leave everything and go and open this laboratory to help people, because even though they were working for the government themselves, they realized that, like, you know, the government know, and yeah, they wanted to help people. So basically, I've been doing a lot of research on this. I haven't just pulled this information from Google or Pinterest or whatever. I have a little diagram here which does help me, but I have been doing this research. I do know I am working with people. I know all about RSO oil if anybody wants to talk to me about that. So there's like, I have a lot of experience and knowledge over the past few years that has led me to doing this. And again, the reason I am doing this is because since I put my post out a couple of weeks ago, I've had like friends who I've known for like nearly 10 years come to me, and they were like, oh Sheree, like I'm having these skin problems, like what do you think? I've been telling them what I think. I've been telling them about other case studies that I work alongside, and they're like, wow, like you really you understand. And I was also able to explain it to them in a manner in which they understood. And I think that that's what's really important, is that this is getting out to people, and people understand that how important your endocannabinoid system is inside your body. It overlooks everything else. You know, I know that I smoke cannabis and have been very open about that for many years. Like I said, I'm not like advising anybody to go and smoke a joint. It's not going to fix your problems. So I think some of my friends think I just sit in the house and smoke weed and things like that. It's not like that. You know, I see the benefits of which has and can do, and how it works with people. And I feel like people need to know, because, for example, I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, but I seen somebody posting something the other week. It was a paid video. They know that, I know that, we all probably really know that. But what annoyed me more about the video was that the person who posted it knew fine well that the product that they posted and spoke about mainly doesn't help skin problems. They know that themselves. They suffer from skin problems. And it was really just more of a promotional video for the most expensive product in the shop. And the thing is that it's a good product. I'm not also saying that the product isn't good. It is good. In fact, it's made by the same laboratory as my products. But what the thing is, it's not for inflammatory skin problems. It's for a relax oil for after the bath. So, you know, when there's people out there with like massive following, and they have so many people who they're influencing, you know, and then they're going on unknowingly for money just saying the wrong thing or false information to people, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and like, I just think it's wrong. And I'm not, like I say, here to like call anybody out. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I just think like you could have picked any product in the shop. I've said this to the person as well, so if they do see this video, no offense, but I think you knew I was going to come on and say this anyway. But you know, you have a whole shop there full of CBD products. If you actually know what works and what helps you, then you would have promoted one that did. So the reason why we need to be aware of all these things, everybody, is because it's a new market. It's like there is so many CBD products out there. It is ridiculous. Like there's even like the local Spar selling CBD products. So it's like, how do you know what's good for you, what's not good for you, what's going to help you, what's the right oil? Should you be using a gummy? Should you be using a bath bomb? Should you be using whatever it may be? Should you be smoking it? And there's something for everybody. So what I would like to say is check your certificates. So whoever you're working with, or whoever you're going to buy from or purchase from, or you're interested in their products, you should be able to, on the website, If you can't find it on the website, you can just email the company direct and they will give you that information straight away. And it's a certificate, a COA it's called. It's a certificate of accuracy. And what that means is it shows you what type of extract that they use. So whether it was a CBD isolate or a full spectrum oil, or whether it was a distillate, or whether, you know, there's all these different extractions. And the reason that this is really important is because certain extractions help with certain things. So I feel like it went very dark, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it's just the sun where I am. So I've lost my train of thought, what I was saying. Yeah, so the certificate of accuracy, basically, that will tell you what extraction it is. And why that's really important is if you use something, let's say if you have a skincare product that has an isolate in it, CBD isolate, the isolate comes from a good laboratory, there's nothing wrong with that. However, here lies the problem, the big problem. The big problem is that isolate CBD could have been mixed in with like alcohol, a load of other chemicals that this person has put in their skincare product, and it just completely cancels out the CBD. So basically what you're doing is just putting chemicals on your skin, and the CBD that you use doesn't even work. So this is what I've also found over the past 5-6 years, whatever. Like I've got people come to me and I'm saying, oh, CBD, and they're going, yeah, but I tried it and it doesn't work. And it's like, what did you try? And they're like, oh yeah, I bought this thing from like the spa. And you're like, yes, I can see why it didn't work. So you need to be really cautious. You need to do your research, and if you're unsure, you can always ask people like me. I'm going to put this video into 2 parts. I've still got a few other things I would like to talk about, but I've just realized I've been talking for 20 minutes so far. So, and I know I like to talk, but I'm not going to bore you any longer. It's Saturday afternoon. So I will come back on and I will finish talking about the CBG, the CBN, THC. We will also talk about suppliers, and I'm also going to discuss my online consultation option that I have. It's free. I'm not looking any money off anybody. I just literally want to help people and advise them. All I'm asking people to do is, if they want to speak with me about this or anything to do with their skin, is to go on to my website, miaplskincare.com, and go to the consultation section and book in. It's 50 minutes. It's free. Just do that. I'm available from Monday onwards, and I will help you in whatever way I can. I think I will come on tomorrow afternoon around the same time and do the second part and finish it off. So I've obviously done this on Mia PL, and I might do it on my personal page because I have more of an audience there. So I would like to try and get this out there. But yeah, thank you so much everybody for joining, and I am really looking forward actually to finishing off the video. This is something that I feel quite passionately about, so that's why I picked it to be my first live to come on and speak about. I might as well speak about something that I know and I love, and something that's going to benefit and help the people. So yes, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Mwah. Ciao.